In this video, I'm going over a little bit about my diet. In particular, at the current moment, it is oriented toward cutting, losing weight, trimming body fat, trying to get a little bit shred, rip, lean, what have you. And I like to do consistency, kind of same meals over and over again, same meal timings, things that are high protein, and find ways to cut calories via the carbs, the fats, trim things off in the diet slowly over time while maintaining consistency. And for an example type of day of eating, I would start with the first meal, some whey protein, milk, mix it up, make a sludge, and have some type of fruit, banana, dried fruit, raisins, mandarin orange cup. These are in progressively lower amounts of carbs, 31 carbs, 30 carbs, 17 carbs. So this is how I diet. I find ways to trim slowly over time, so progress from higher carb, lower, medium carb, lower carb, that type of thing. So it's subtle, it's not really noticeable, it's not drastic, it's not a crash diet, it's something that you can stick with and you don't feel too much the change when it happens. I like things like this where I don't necessarily count everything to the T, weigh it out, put it on a scale. No, I just, for example, this 7 servings. So if this is the macronutrient profile for 1/7 of it, 31 carbs, for example, I would take this and spread it out over an even 7 days. That way I can basically ballpark and guess that this is the amount of carbs, fats, and proteins, calories that I'm getting each day from this, because I take the whole bag and split it over 7 days. It may not be exactly equal every day, but over the span of a week, yeah, it will sort of kind of balance out. So first meal, and whey protein, milk, and some type of fruit. Second meal, the lunchtime meal, I guess, bring with me to work 1 protein bar. I like these because they're cheap, less than 50 cents, and they're balanced, 180 calories split between 17 carb, 10 protein, and 9 fats. And I like its primary ingredient is almonds, so it's a way to sneak in those type of things, healthy type of things like almonds, which on their own are pretty expensive. So it's not overtly a healthy diet, but sneakily a healthy diet. So first meal, second meal, and then third meal, the staples that I put together to make my rice bowl, which is part of my third meal: frozen vegetables, there's kale, carrots, and broccoli. So variations of those types of things, put it together in the rice bowl with instant rice and some type of protein. So there's these canned chicken breasts, canned tuna. I have these tuna bags. They're pretty cheap. This one I got from 75 cents. And that kind of together, they kind of make one type of mixed bowl that you might find in some restaurant or something, but it's cheaper to just compose it on your own with cheaper ingredients, and you get a bigger portion size. Like I said before, with the splitting of the diets, I don't weigh it out. I just look at the serving size and divide it by how many, what portion of this I use. So I do it 1/3 of this box, and then the next day another third of it, and the next day another third of it. And so you just do the math, kind of split this up into 17 servings times this amount of servings divided by 3, and that's actually, so it would probably be like 17 servings, and this is one serving, so divided by 3, so maybe like under 6. Too much math right now, but the point is to just split it up. Kind of doesn't have to be perfectly even, but so it kind of balances out, and over time gradually reduce it. So maybe go from 1/3 of the box to 1/4 of the box. So that way, that is one way to cut carbs out gradually, and I may increase the amount of vegetables to make it just as filling, so that the carb cutting is not noticeable. The rice cutting out is not noticeable. And to make it taste better, put some type of condiment, mustard, barbecue sauce, ketchup. And in my fridge here, let's see, I have the ketchup, various drinks, and mandarin oranges, which I guess when I began dieting, I was using bananas with the first meal, and then I tried to cut carbs, and so I go to this 17 carbs. And the milk mixed with the whey protein. Before I was doing whey protein because the price of cottage cheese was more expensive during the inflationary period, so grocery stores raised their prices. So when this was expensive, I was using whey protein, but when the price is back to normal, go back to this. I did the math, and it's more cost effective to get cheaper protein via cottage cheese than whey protein. And so I don't weigh it out. I don't count to the T. I just go half of these container per day, and so one container lasts 2 days, and the half will be 3 servings, and 3 servings, each serving is 12 protein, so 3 times 12, 36 grams of protein for half of this. And above it, the blueberry yogurt. It's weird, kind of. I just get the same flavor. Maintain consistency instead of mixing it up. Another way to sneak in blueberries, cheaper than by buying the raw blueberries themselves. And I kind of compromise with carbs and calories with yogurts. There might be better protein options. This hardly has any, like 5 grams of protein. It's not negligible, but it's not substantial like cottage cheese. I just like the taste of yogurt. It feels soothing in a way. And avocados. This is kind of like, I don't want to say non-negotiable, but I just keep it in the diet regardless of what I'm doing, cutting, bulking, whatever. It's just, and probably like the only produce I have here. I just eat 1 whole raw avocado per day, throw it in the rice bowl, and I just believe in the health benefits of it. So I just stick with it. It doesn't taste too terrible. It's kind of neutral taste, and it just, overtly healthy. Not sneaky healthy, but overtly healthy. Avocados in the rice bowl. Even though the price has gone up, just deal with it. And they do taste different depending on which grocery store I go to. So some good tasting, others you can tell they're getting to the point of beyond ripe, maybe getting a little bit bitter. Water pitcher, reuse water, tap water, filter it out. Save plastic bottles. Milk for the protein sludge to make it taste better instead of water. And before, when I was high carb, I would use milk with cereal, but lower carb, cut out the cereal. My workout nutrition corner, pre-workouts, muscle milk. I like the convenience, but prices going up. This is more cost effective, whey protein powder than this. And in my dry foods area, the pantry area, have various odds and ends too. Some cereal, Raisin Bran, Frosted Flakes, cheap canned pasta for like maybe a cheat day or something. Cost effective and break up the monotony of the diet. Some grits, tuna, more tuna pouches. These type of things, they're not really high protein, like good for cutting. I just every now and then just throw one in and throw something different in, just slightly mix it up and provide a little bit of crunch, a little bit different tasting stuff. Applesauce, peanut butter. Early in the diet, peanut butter sandwiches, but later in the diet, cut those out. High calories here. And applesauce, which is one component of the Brat diet, bananas, rice, applesauce toast, which I believe is recommended for upset stomachs, I think in kids. But I kind of take it into overdrive, go with bananas, rice, applesauce toast all the time. And so it feels like my stomach is always settled, and due to the consistency of what I eat over and over and over again, it doesn't feel like it's, laboring to digest the food, because it keeps getting changed up with what I eat. But because I do consistency so much, it just feels hardly noticeable. No rumbling, not as much rumbling in the stomach, maybe when I'm hungry, but it doesn't feel like, sometimes it just feels like if you eat varied diets, especially with high fats and greasy stuff, you feel like your stomach is laboring to digest. But with a semi-healthy, sneakily healthy diet, consistent diet, it doesn't feel that way. And some Spanish sherry in the corner. Once in a while, just